Hi guys, welcome back to Chaos TV's live coverage of the Corsair Vengeance Cup, and as promised we do have game number 1 between Meet the Makers and Navi running right now live. And Enzi, actually on paper, I said this to you in the break, I think this is probably one of the best games we've actually had so far. These two are very, very good teams, and I could actually see this perhaps going into that third important game here.
Yeah, I completely agree. We've seen both these teams before, and I'd say they're both at a similar level. I think they're similar elos as well, so that's even better to go on as well. But we could see a level 1 fight here. I mean, MYM is segregating around that top area, Vince.
Yeah.
So I think I might just hand it over to you.
Yeah, Riven is there, but she's going to see these this whole lineup of meteor makers charging towards it in time. And of course, one of the great things about Riven is with her first ability, Broken Wings, she has great maneuverability. So she's not going to get caught out there. Meteor makers are going to come in, perhaps going to try and pick up this blue buff. But, you know, basically Riven was just fine where she was. It appears that Navi are going to kind of just lurk around here. Thought for a second perhaps they're going to just try and invade the opposition blue. That's not going to be the case, probably wisely as well, as there is actually a ward down there. And now going to see Meteor Makers starting to recall back in the form of Taric and also Misfortune. But they are going to keep 3 players on this blue buff, so definitely opting to try and take this one with Skarner. Here come Navi. And this could be a fight right off the bat here, as you're going to have a 3 versus 3 situation. Now going in the form of Fizz, but Fizz deciding, maybe not, let's just pull back. They applied enough pressure to push that Skarner back for now, though. And therefore, they should be able to pick up this blue for Alistair. But Karthus is still there, and if he lands a good lay waste, he could actually pick this one up. As Skarner is going to be going back in there, taking all kinds of damage, but Alistair has picked up the blue, so kind of a teasing fight more than anything else, but not too much has occurred from it. And now Karthus, of course, is just going to be heading back to that mid against Fizz. But as I said before, Enzi, I know this from personal experience, I play a lot of Karthus. I hate playing against Fizz. He's such a nightmare.
Yeah, because Fizz is just so quick, can literally jump on you in an instant. It's like, what? But I definitely see what Meteor Makers were trying to do. Early game, Alistair has a very low mana pool. You know, I think just a headbutt pulverize combination takes about half or maybe 3/4 early game. So definitely see what they were trying to do though, you know, taking the blue, but that's definitely going to hinder Skarner's jungle right now. It's going to make him very slow. That's going to make him want to gank even more, but he can't because he has to get that initial farm up. I think Alistair's actually going top.
Yeah, there's going to be a gank at top here as Lee Sin's trying his best to get away, but there you go, headbutt and pulverize. Surely Lee Sin's going to get dropped. He has used that safeguard, has the ignite on him, not only a matter of time before he does fall, but Riven having to use that flash, and also will go down from Lee Sin. I am surprised that Lee Sin managed to bag himself a kill out of that exchange, Enzi. That was awesome play from him, but the first blood will be going down, and Riven will be picking that one up. In the meantime, Ashe at bot lane getting very close to being dropped, had Ignite ticking down on her, and she's going to have to pull back. So bot lane, Meteor Makers definitely pushing forward, being the aggressors here, and Ashe being forced to pop that heal right now. So obviously that's not going to play any more part for the next 2 or 3 minutes. And perhaps the ganking down bottom could definitely work in their favour now, Meteor Makers, because Ashe without heal is going to be a much easier target to pick up. But yeah, back to the farming phase again. Just massive props to Lee Sin. I honestly believed that he was dead and buried there, but somehow managing to get the kill onto Riven in the process.
Yeah, I think Riven accidentally queued right near the tower and went a bit too far, and then she tried to get away, and it was already too late. So despite that bunny Riven skin, she was taken down. But bot lane, I mean, that's the beauty of Soraka though, you know. Soraka's there to spam the heals, give the mana to Ashe, and she can just stay in that lane for as long as can be. But she did pop the summoner heal, which I'm quite surprised about. I mean, you've got Soraka there, not really sure.
Yeah, I thought for a second we were going to see some action between Alistair and Skarner there at the Wraith, but Skarner just managing to finish off that last Wraith and pull back towards Wolves. Well, Alistair was hot on the trails. Alistair now going to try the gank onto Karthus. The Wall of Pain will come out though, and that is probably Karthus' best defense against ganks, early game at least. He's now going to try and pop up a few lay wastes to Alistair, lands a couple, but not too much to deter him, and he's just going to pull back to his jungle here. Skarner, in the meantime, is going to push up, but Fizz with that playful trickster is really, really difficult to gank actually, because as soon as Skarner comes out here, you're going to see basically Fizz just jump up and trying to dodge this one, although he is being hit quite heavily from that wall of pain. Very nearly going down, in fact. He waited to use his playful trickster to get over the wall. Now Alistair comes in to try and help, but he will be down from Karthus. So maybe a miscommunication between the two there, because Fizz was by and large okay. He got over the wall, and Alistair headbutting over the wall himself put himself in harm's way, and will get taken down from Zaru there in the mid with Karthus. So quite an interesting play. Not too sure if Alistair needed to die though.
Yeah, I think that was a miscommunication. I mean, Alistair went in, I think he expected, okay, Fizz is going to follow this one up, but Fizz got out of there. I think that was the right thing to do, but obviously he did leave Alistair in a sticky situation, and Karthus was able to take advantage of that, just spamming that Q, obviously, which is the real annoying thing of Karthus. But yeah, I think great play from Meet Your Makers. Navi, just a bit of miscommunication, but I think they're going to brush that one off, and then they're going to come back stronger.
Yeah, no problems whatsoever for them. And of course, Alistair's definitely stated his intent in this matchup so far. He's been all over the map, coming to that top lane once again on Lee Sin. Lee Sin does not have any minions to jump on as of yet. Skarner is going to be moving his way up, but could it be too little too late? I think Lee Sin should be okay. There you go, safeguard onto Skarner. Skarner reacting instantly there, and will manage to save his teammate out. But Alistair doesn't seem satisfied with that result, so he's going to look around in the tri-bush, perhaps wait until Skarner does go back there, and now Lee Sin could perhaps come under fire once again. Here comes Alistair. I'm not sure if they're going to try the tower dive here or wait for the minions to push that tower. More than likely we'll be doing just that. But the downside of trying to gank Lee Sin again is with that safeguard up, he can just jump on his own minions. He's a real difficult character to actually take down. So they are just both going to pull back, cut their losses, go and get some more farm, and try and carry on the game. Let's have a quick look at bot lane. Apart from that early kind of violence between the two teams, not too much has happened. What's the creep score like? You're going to have Ashe on 41 creep score, with Misfortune coming in at 44, and we have actually said this before, and you actually hold that thought as Ashe has gone so aggressive without a support playing there. Karthus ultimate coming in, Requiem could claim a kill, indeed it will, onto Ashe. She also had the Ignite ticking down on her as well, so exquisite ultimate coming in from Karthus, and that's going to be 3-1. But as I was about to say, Enzi, I mean, Misfortune isn't necessarily the first AD carry that comes to your mind when you think of Taric. I mean, I thought maybe Sivir or Vayne would have been a better composition for him, but obviously not for Meet Your Maker.
Yeah, I think they're actually doing very well at bot lane, you know. Ashe has got that sustain, but really, Meet Your Makers definitely have the damage there. Due to that Ignite, Karthus was able to just pop that armor there, and that was a kill, but I think we might see a blue steal.
Yeah, Skarner has just stole that blue from Alistair, and as you said before, Alistair's so mana dependent. He's got such a bad mana pool, only 465. When you take into account the headbutt costs 70 and pulverize costs 90, that is a big chunk of his mana gone. Yeah. So Skarner managing to claim that blue very nicely for his team. That's definitely going to hinder Alistair's jungling. He's currently level 5, Skarner's level 6. Skarner with double buff, full HP, full mana as well, looking very strong indeed. And this is also going to leave up the MYM's blue as well. So Karthus can actually come and just take this with ease. And of course, as you know yourself, Enzi, Karthus with blue is a nightmare.
Yeah, can literally just spam the Q all day long. He can get the creeps with it, he can just harass constantly, put the wall down as well, and harass. But I think Fizz is a nice counter for that, because, you know, he can just dive out the way while he's spamming that Q and can keep dodging it. So I think Fizz was actually a really nice pick here, because he can dodge that. You know, when the slow comes down, he can just jump over, and he should be alright. So we're just going to have to see how that one comes into play, like 1v1. Obviously we've seen the gank in mid, and Karthus came out on top, but I think Fizz with the tower dive.
Yeah, with the tower dive and very nearly dying himself. He had to put that heal. In the meantime, at bot lane, going to have more action. Ashe coming in here, landing that ultimate to perfection onto Lee Sin. I'm not sure if Lee Sin's going to go down, though, as he will manage to somehow get out. Misfortune popping bullet time, but Soraka just dodging by. And so much action. That's one down from either team, Karthus and Ashe. Yeah, basically, as you said before, Fizz is so good at dodging those layways, so he just jumped in with that Urchin Strike and finished Karthus off using that heal as well, only just as he was tanking 2 towers in the end. So very well played from him, and that bot lane looking good as well. So Yeah, I mean, by and large, right now, Meter Makers are 1k gold up. They are looking stronger overall, but it's still early days yet. And if Fizz gets some nice farming, he is going to be a real handful here, as he's going to go on towards that Skarner, doing so much damage, taking Skarner down to less than half health just in a couple hits, showing just how strong Fizz can be in the right hands. And Skarner having to run back to his jungle.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said, you know. In mid, Carver's put that wall down, and Fizz was like, okay, I'm going to take this opportunity, I'll pop my ult, I'll dive over it, and I'll get the kill. That's exactly what I did. He did have to burn that heal, but it was definitely worth it. I mean, you want to kill Carver's as much as possible, deny as much farm, because when he gets farmed up, when he gets them kills, his ultimate late game is absolutely terrible. If he can't get them items earlier on, then he's pretty much, well, he's not useless, he just doesn't output as much damage that he possibly can.
Yeah, obviously you want the Karthus fed, that goes without saying, and at the moment he's currently on 2 for 1, has 72 creep score, he's picked up the Sorcerer's Shoes, has 3 Doran's Rings as well, so of course, as I said earlier, Karthus quite squishy to start with, that's the reason he's picked up the plus 300 health respectively from the 3 Doran's Rings, and the added ability power on top of that. Currently got 76 ability power, so he's doing 250 plus 45 damage with the ultimate. Now going to go into Fizz perhaps with that Lee Sin. Chum the Waters has been used, it will land onto Lee Sin, then he uses the playful Trickster to just dash past him and will manage to survive that one. For a second I thought Alistair was going to come in from the gank, but Alistair on low health and low mana as well. Fizz once again needs to be very careful. In the meantime, Dragon will be going down from Meet Your Makers, fairly uncontested as well. Fizz has to go back, he can't afford to try and push Dragon with that amount of health. Alistair was very weak as well, so a good time to strike on that Dragon, and Navi seem to not really be too bothered about that. They don't want to engage in a 4v2, a 3v2 in fact, on that Dragon with just Soraka and Ashe. So they're both going to recall, take this opportunity to buy up some items. Let's see what they pick up here, as Ashe is going to go ahead and build up the 2 Doran's Blades. She has the Mercury Treads now and the Vampiric Scepter. On the opposite side, Miss Fortune's picked up 3 Doran's Blades and the Boots of Speed. So she does have 13 creep score advantage, and of course with that Dragon as well, she's going to be slightly ahead on gold.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if Ashe maybe went for the Wriggles instead. I mean, she's pretty much behind. She's 0 to 2. In creep, she isn't that far, but she's about 20 behind. I mean, for bot lane, that is kind of a big deal. She's got 2 deaths as well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that one come out, just to get that more cost-efficient build. But she might just be waiting, getting that Infinity Edge and building the attack speed after that. But yeah, I think Miss Fortune is kind of surprised me. I didn't think she was going to be this strong at bot lane with Taric, and she's been doing really well.
Yeah, Miss Fortune is one of those kind of characters that she can output so much damage. In fact, a lot of people do underrate her, so using that to advantage sometimes can be a real big surprise to the opposition. At the moment, you're going to have Skarner with that Oracle. He has already picked that one up, which definitely reflects his strong start in this matchup right now. He has the Heart of Gold and the Philo Stone. He's going to try and make this Oracle pay for itself by taking out as many wards as possible. And an Oracle this early on is really going to become nasty for Navi, because they're going to have such little vision on that map. You can see right now they're taking down that ward on blue. Skarner's going to try and pick this one up. Alistair waiting for some backup, and he doesn't know that Lee Sin's there as well due to the fact the ward went down. But now he's going to actually be pulling back as Riven comes in from the side. But it looks like that blue could be going down regardless, as the smite has been used. Here come the cavalry in the form of Soraka, but they are just going to pull back. They see no point engaging there. The blue was already down. Fair play to them. In the meantime, at mid lane, Karthus is just spamming across onto that Fizz. Fizz is taking a fair amount of shots there from the lay waste, but not enough to determine the lane as of yet. So he's just going to pull back, pops a healing pot, and that's all going to be gravy in mid. In the meantime, though, I mean, Taric is really being quite ballsy here. He's running towards the Wraith. He knows Alistair's there. He's now going to pull back himself. But at the same time, I mean, Miss Fortune is literally at bot lane just getting free farm NZ. So she's looking pretty good right now. 107 creep score to 82 from Ashe at 14 minutes through. That is a big difference.
Yeah, Libic is doing exactly what we saw Gozu Pepper doing last night against TRI. You know, he was roaming with that support. He knows, Tarek knows he has a stun, so even if he does get chased down, he can pop the stun. He has a flash at his disposal as well. But I think, no, Alistair looked like he was maybe going to go in for a gank, but Misfortune was coming down. They did see that with a ward. But back what you were saying about the Oracle, Vince, an Oracle this early on in the game can really make the difference, can really win your team the game. I mean, that vision is so important early on for them ganks and all that kind of stuff. So they really need to try and get that Skarner down.
Yeah, and that is basically reflected on the fact that right now Navi only have 2 wards out, and if you have a look at how many wards Meteor Makers have, it's literally double, triple that amount. So it just goes to show how important wards are in this game. And I mean, Skarner's actually had that Oracle for the last 4 or 5 minutes now, so he's been just running around the map, taking wards down left, right and centre. He's probably close to breaking even on the amount that he spent for the Oracle, which of course is 400 gold, and you get 25 back per ward kill that you take down. So he's looking a real pain in the backside right now for Navi at bot lane. I thought for a second some action was going to kick off. Bullet time has been used, but Misfortune more than likely just popping that to get some farm rather than with the hope of getting a kill. In the meantime, though, Fizz is coming under heavy attack here in the mid. Karthus could potentially go for that ultimate. Skarner's going to flash through Chum the Waters, and now Fizz is in all kinds of troubles, but he's so quick that Karthus can't manage to land any more lay wastes there. And Fizz just deciding to push back into mid. I'm wondering if this may turn out to be a mistake. The answer is a no. Wall of Pain went down, and some action at top lane is ensuing as Riven has picked up that tower kill. Lee Sin is hot in pursuit. Here comes the Requiem once again. Is Karthus going to pick up yet another kill? The answer's actually a no, but Lee Sin looking to finish off the Sonic Waves. The bot kills have came in as well as Misfortune will take down Soraka. Now going to be pushing for try and get the double kill on towards Ashe, but Fizz using that playful trickster. He is going to pop Ignite and will pick up the kill finally for Misfortune. He was overextended, but you can understand exactly why. As Ashe was on little to no health, was looking for that double kill. But either way, 6-3 will be the scoreline. 1 tower apiece, and about 2.5k gold advantage going in the hands of Meteor Makers. So they're ahead by not by too much right now.
Yeah, Libic was very lucky actually at bot lane to get away. Ashe did pop her arrow off, her ultimate, and Tarek did have to use the heal, I believe. So he did run away. He is going to go back, but that's what I said about Fizz. I mean, in the mid, he did get caught out of it. Karthus, he can't land them Qs because Fizz can just dodge him. He got away, he went bot, and he helped his team, got a kill. So a great recovery play from Navi there.
Yeah, Fizz has opted to go for 3 Doran's Rings, the Sheen, which he'll probably take into Lich Bane. Not entirely sure which way he's going to go with it. And also Sorcerer's Shoes. And Karthus is going to pick up the Blasting Wand, has the Negatron Cloak as well. So obviously trying to box some of that magic damage coming in from Fizz, because Fizz is the kind of character who can close that gap very quickly and can get a lot of burst damage on towards Karthus without Karthus really knowing what just hit him. So that's one of the reasons that Karthus obviously opting for that Negatron Cloak rather than just out-and-out ability power. But he's actually going to go towards that bot lane, going to pick up some more creep score. Ashe arrow coming in, it's going to go right down the middle of everybody, won't land onto anybody. You're just going to see that Ashe actually pass through the map completely all alone. And actually a lot of players congregating around the mid area right now, all 5 of Navi, and 4 coming in from Meteor Makers, and the reason for that is quite simple. Dragon has respawned, so both teams going to be desperate now. But you can see the ward coverage from Meteor Makers. They've got 1 on Dragon, 1 to the left towards the red buff, and 1 up towards the mid tower as well. So they have complete vision control right now. And on the opposite side, Navi have taken down a ward of their own, but instantly gets destroyed from Skarner. So again, they're not going to know quite what's going on. This could be a bait, actually, as Karthus is coming round from the backside. There's definitely going to be a team fight here. Alistair has gone in with the headbutt. Pulverize Chum the Waters used onto Skarner. How many players is going to hit? The answer is only the 1. Lee Sin's going to pick up that kill instantly onto Fizz. Fizz not going to play any more part in this team fight. I fear Ashe is going to go the same way. Indeed, Karthus picks up that one without any problems whatsoever. Riven will take down Misfortune in retaliation, but it looks like Soraka's also going to be getting dropped from that Lee Sin. Last remaining player is going to be Riven. Can she pick up the kill here onto Tarek and Karthus? He's trying his best, is Nestalus right now, but doesn't seem to be enough, and that is going to be a huge cataclysmic team loss there in that battle for Navi as they lose 4 players just to 1 from Meteor Makers, and that's going to be another free dragon here. Or will it actually, as both Tarek and Skarner on very, very low health. The Karthus coming under heavy attack once again from that Riven, who ate an Ignite for her troubles, but she's just going to keep farming away regardless. It will indeed be a dragon, as here comes Lee Sin to save the day. So a big goal difference just kind of opening up out of nowhere, and just after that team fight. It's 22.7k gold to Navi, 28.4 now to Meteor Makers.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, if that arrow landed from Ashe, obviously with that ultimate, it's a great initiator to start fights. If that would have landed on Misfortune right there, Fizz could have dived the tower, got the kill, they would have went to the Dragon 5v4, and it would have been a kill. And after that, I mean, Karthus was very low on mana. He actually ran out of mana during the fight, so he wasn't able to do all that much. Obviously, with that Defile 1, it does take a big chunk of your mana. He didn't have the blue buff as well, so a bit unfortunate there. I don't even think, did he pop his ultimate?
No, his ultimate is still off cooldown.
Yeah, he was so low on mana, he couldn't even pop his ultimate, and that is a big loss. When you've got Karthus, you want to be popping that as soon as possible, or when you die. So I think maybe in that situation, instead of waiting until you died, do it first, do as much damage as possible, then go in.
Absolutely, but I mean, even without Karthus' participation too much due to low mana, they still won that team fight convincingly. They took down 4 players, so it just goes to show how dominating they were in that team fight. Karthus now going to be picking up that blue buff for himself. He has gone and rushed that Abyssal Scepter, and also has the large rod, so Karthus looking a real threat right now. Going to come down and try and save his teammate a Misfortune. Heal has been popped off. How much damage can he do? Well, the answer is absolutely huge damage. In the meantime, Tarek's going to go on to Fizz and Riven back on to Tarek again, but let's keep the action at bot lane. There's going to see 3 players running away from that glowing blue nightmare that is Karthus, the Grim Reaper skin. Very apt for him right now. Can he pick up the kill onto Ashe? I think he may actually pop his ultimate. Indeed he will. Will Soraka be able to get a heal off on time? The answer is yes, just saving his teammate. And Lee Sin will also pick up the kill onto Riven in mid. So 12-5 now, and Soraka really coming and being the saviour for Ashe. Ashe must have been, it must have been quite an unnerving experience there, but either way she's still alive. But Meteor Makers are just kind of starting to snowball out of control here, Enzi. They're going to take this tower down without any problems. Also, Lee Sin is going to pick up the tower in mid. So goal difference is starting to really escalate out of control. 33.6k to Meteor Makers, just 25.1k to Navi.
Yeah, great stuff from Karthus. You know, he landed that wall, and he would have definitely had the kill if Ashe didn't pop her ultimate off there. And obviously Soraka with that heal was really good, but she wasn't able to save her other 3 teammates. I really think, well, at the start of this game I thought, you know, they have Soraka, they go in against the Karthus. This could be very, very good for Navi, but Karthus just, it does so much damage right now. It's great. I don't actually normally see this build all that often, you know, going for the triple Dorians. I personally go for Rod of Ages first, but he wanted some more sustain in lane and such, and it is working very well, and he's doing a lot of damage right now, and he's going towards that Rabadons. When he gets that Rabadons, it's going to be great. Even an Hourglass would be great for him as well. Obviously, he can just pop it inside when he has that Defile running, and it just carries on.
Yeah, absolutely, and the key thing for him is he's got 200 creep score, Fizz has 136. There is a big difference right there. On kills and deaths, again a big difference. 413 are Karthus' stats, Fizz on all the 2s at 222. So yeah, definitely Karthus is getting the upper hand in that exchange in the mid. In the meantime, let's have a look at some of the other items. You haven't really gave Lee Sin too much love, but he's doing exquisite as well for Meteor Makers. He has the Wriggles Lantern, the Hex Drinker, and the Aegis of the Legion with Brutalizer, so he's incredibly farmed up as well himself. The Aegis of the Legion is going to be really important for his team fights going in there. Of course, he will give nearby allied champions 12 armor, 15 magic resist, and 8 attack damage, which can really be the difference in team fights, especially early to mid-gamers. And Ashe Arrow is going to come in, chum the water as well from Fizz. Fizz looking to really just explode the opposition, but not a single kill has came down. Heal comes in there from Tarek. He's finally going to be shut down from Soraka, but due to the fact that they have completely just focused that Tarek, the rest of the team for Meteor Makers are pretty much full health. So Navi are going to have to pull back here, as you can have Fizz on low health, Alistair also below half health, and they can't afford to stand toe-to-toe with this Karthus right now. And the Lee Sin Skarner as well is just very, very beefy. Navi, he's got the Giant's Belt, he's got the Blasting one, more than likely going to go for the Riley's Crystal Scepter off that build. Also has Heart of Gold and Philo Stone with the Mercury Treads, and he still has that Oracle NZ. He has not died a single time, so he's had the Oracle for the last 10 or so minutes, just been taking down wards all over the map. Huge play from him.
Yeah, and I definitely think that's really made the difference. You know, he got that early on, I think level 7, level 6, and he's kept it all the way through to now. That dragon fight though, that was actually, I would probably say that definitely down to wards. I mean, MYM had great ward coverage. Navi was completely blind, and they just went in. They did get that headbutt pulverized combination, but the wards were so crucial at that point. You know, MYM knew when they were going to come. They had time for prepare, and Navi kind of went into a dark, you know, beginning of a cave or something, and they just appeared MYM, and MYM came out on top, and it's changed the whole factor of this game. MYM ahead, and I think they're definitely going to be snowballing this.
Yeah, just going to show like 101 basics of League of Legends. Wards win matches. On the flip side, a lack of wards loses matches, and that's kind of where Skarner's coming from right now. He's very tanky. Did go back and build up the Riley's Crystal Scepter, so he's going to be even more of a threat right now. Eats part of that volley from Ash, as Ash and Soraka are going to be picking up those wolves. But again, this blue buff is going to go to Meet Your Maker. They've been so good at stealing the opposition blues, which, as we said earlier, is really going to hinder Alistair. It's kind of gone past the stage of no return now. Alistair finally picks up an Oracle of his own, but he's going to die very quickly if they engage in team fights here. Another Ash arrow goes right through the heart of Meet Your Makers without actually landing on a single player. That's the second or third time we've seen that this game. And that could prove to be absolutely critical for Navi here, as again Meet Your Makers are just going to start to congregate around the mid. Baron, of course, has been up for a little while now. No one has attempted it as of yet. Here comes Carthus. Skarner is going to get the impale onto Riven. Riven's going to go down in a millisecond. Multiple ultimates used on her there. Riven really is the only player for Navi right now that can do any real damage or sustain themselves and stay in a team fight for more than 3 or 4 seconds. She's 3 for 4, has a Wriggles Lantern, has Phage, and also the Ninja Tabi boost, but she is going to be completely out of this team fight and out on the bench for the next 20 seconds. That's going to give Meet Your Makers an opportunity now to push this Baron and try and pick this one up. They are taking it down very quickly, but here comes Navi. There is a ward down, so Meet Your Makers know exactly what to expect. Here comes Carthus, going to try and hold off the onslaught all by himself. He has that blue buff, so he should be able to spam away. Here's Baron. This could be a quick turnaround now. He's going to see Navi say, okay, screw this. Let's get the hell out of here. And Meet Your Makers in turn going to be chasing the Flash and Wall of Pain used from Carthus. This should be a very dead Ash. Indeed, it will be. Misfortune finishing that one off. And now the targets have been set well and truly on the backside of Soraka. Are they going to chase her down? Lee Sin looks to be doing just that. Probably going to pick up the red buff as well. Why not? They have complete control right now over the map ends. You have to say, with Baron and their ward coverage, I mean, Meet Your Makers can do whatever the hell they like. And Navi can't do too much. That's exactly what Carter's going to do. He has the hourglass. He's going to pop that and engage in Chum. The water has been used. Bullet time as well for Misfortune. And somehow no kills come out of that exchange. And so many ultimates popped. Here comes Requiem from Carthus. Is it going to be enough with Soraka's heal? The answer is yes. Soraka's saving a teammate once again. This time Alistair was on the brink of death, but instead he's going to pull back to the healing fountain and be just fine. But that mid tower is going to go down, leaving the inhib completely open for attack, very much exposed, and the inhib is going to go down in a heartbeat. So have to say, game number 1 going to Meet Your Makers.
Yeah, that Ash arrow really screwed them up. If that landed, even if it landed, I don't actually think they could have really capitalized on it. Because they were quite far away. But MYM, they probably said to themselves, look guys, Ash's arrow is down, we have to make something happen. Let's make a play, let's focus Riven. She's the only one who can really do damage and sustain in the team fight. We'll impale her, nuke her down, go to Baron, get the Baron, and push that inhibitor. That's exactly what they did. They got the inhibitor, now they're going to get another dragon as well. Great play all around from Meet Your Makers, and just a few mistakes from Navi through this game has completely turned it around. It was very close at the start, and then due to the Oracle from Skarner and them ganks coming in, despite the early mess up with the invade from Meet Your Makers, it was very nicely played from Skarner, getting back and recovered, and Meet Your Makers probably going to win this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you open up the gold tab, you've got Carthus on nearly 11k gold overall. Lee Sin on over 9k, Misfortune nearly on 10k, and Scar nearly on 9k, with Tarek on 7k. So Tarek has more gold right now than Ash has. And that is sad readings, that is sad times for Ash. And you can kind of see that reflected in the item build that she's gone for. She has the Infinity Edge, sure, that's great. But apart from that, she has only the Mercury Treads that's complete. On the flip side, Misfortune's got the Bloodthirster, a BF Sword, a Zeal, and Berserker's Greaves. I'm going to have a quick switch over to see how many stacks she has on that Bloodthirster. She has max stacks. And currently she has 324 attack damage. So she is putting out so much damage, it's not even funny. And when you combine that with Karthus as well, Enzi, I mean, they are just going to evaporate Navi in a heartbeat. And that's exactly what's been happening the entirety of this game so far.
Yeah, I really expected to see maybe a Wriggles build coming out from Ash. I mean, you want to take the most cost efficient way. She did go back and buy some stuff at about 0 to 2. She's now 0 to 4, and she's only got that Infinity Edge. She hasn't really got any attack speed apart from them Berserker Greaves, but we could see a team fight.
Oh, it's going to be a big team fight. H on the water as well to use. Ash actually engaged this one, so 1 for 1 right now on the time. But it's going to be difficult for Navi to pull this one back. Sure, they have the tower they're fighting underneath, but they're going to get absolutely decimated as Soraka looks to be going down as well. Indeed, she will. Riven's the last remaining player. So what I was saying before, she's the only character right now on Navi, but the question is, can she manage to survive? Oh my god, she will go down on the healing fountain, but she was surviving for so much longer than the rest of her teammates. And those are going to be the 2 Nexus towers downed and the Nexus itself. So first blood in this encounter, going to Meteor Makers 1-0 ahead in the Corsair Vengeance Cup playoff match. And we weren't joking about this game being awesome, Enzi. I mean, that was a real nail biter for a lot of the game.
The early game, that was very good, but to me, the game changed when Skarner got that Oracle.
Sure.
He kept roaming. He got them. He got the Oracles down. He got them wards down, and from then on, Dragon was up, and they thought, okay, we've cleared every single wards. If Navi do come in to fight us, they're gonna be blind. So let's try and set something up. They got the team fight down. They got that initial Dragon, and from then on, it snowballed on. And Meteor Makers with a very confident first game, Heavens.
For sure, and I mean, obviously, with the kind of lineup that Meteor Makers had as well, having low visibility really played into their hands. You've got the Wall of Pain from Karthus, which basically allows your team to just glue themselves to the opposition. You've got Skarner as well, so it's really, really difficult once Navi were pushing in there, completely blind, as you say, as to what was about to happen. It was very difficult for them to escape after that initial push. So, you know, Meteor Makers doing an absolutely awesome job there, and I'm not sure if we're going to take a quick break, Bass, should we, or get right into this next game? I'm not sure what's happening with the invites. Alrighty, so Bass just said we'll cut to a quick commercial break, guys. We'll wait for the invite and the lobby and such to come and go. And when you rejoin us, we'll be live for game number 2 in the Corsair Vengeance Cup between Meteor Makers and Navi.